Tonight we are having an interview with the sisters, from Redmayne, Redmayne Haunted House actually, and they came to me, kind of through the original podcast back when I interviewed the Redmayne Army when they were doing their horror themed book club back in like 2014. They were on the original podcast and just stayed in touch, did good. The very first on-site video with Coffee with the Dead back in September was with them. We went down there and we filmed the opening of their escape room, and then we did the Richland Haunted History Tour. They have since renamed and are starting to do their walks again. Of course, with social distancing in mind and whatnot, but they are reopening that. And the haunt is still on track to open. So we have a bit of our own spooky election time going on. We are going to be talking to the sisters. They are going to be promoting chances for you guys to come in every day. You can vote for them. Once a day you can vote. And if they win, the Redmayne gets a very special promo spot on the ScurryFace site. So we are going to bring them in, hopefully. And all right, ta-da! Hello, sisters.
Hello, hello. Hi.
So, despite the hilarious oversight on my part of just having two windows open at once, how are we?
We are doing super. We're super excited about being here. This is actually our first time on YouTube. This is our first time on any platform besides like our own and besides Scurry Face. So we're super excited. Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. So, what's with this voting? What's going on?
Okay, so we are part of an international competition. They had haunt actors enter from Italy, from Australia, from the United States, from all over everywhere. And at first there was like 125 people in it, I think, and we have made it into the top 20.
Ooh, good job. That's exciting.
Thank you. But now they're taking that top 20 and narrowing it down to a top 8. So there are 5 people in our group, and all 4 of them are clowns.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody wants to vote for us, you can vote once a day per IP address, and voting resets every night at midnight Central Standard Time. But this competition has been so hard.
Oh, why?
It has been so hard. Well, neither of us have been haunt acting for that long. We are still relatively young and new in the industry, and there's a lot of people who have entered the competition that have huge fan bases and that have been in the industry and in the public eye for a very, very, very long time.
Some of them longer than we've been alive.
Some of them have been haunting longer than we've been alive.
So what you're saying is we should all go and purchase some extra laptops so we have multiple IP addresses and vote as many times a day as we can, and then return those laptops.
Actually, what you need to do, because they're actually tracking the internet IP address. So go out, go to Starbucks, go to somewhere, wear your mask and whatever, but go and hook up to all of those Wi-Fi places.
It's like playing Pokemon, right? Find them all, gotta get them all.
Exactly. You go to all the Wi-Fi places, and that's how you can vote. The other day, I think me and her went out and we voted, like 25 times in an hour?
Yeah.
But we've got some really tough competition this week. We're going up against Moxie Rotten from Arx Mortis. She's She's super talented. Everybody from 𝕬𝕤𝕚𝕚 is super talented. We're going up against Candy the Clown from Reaper's Revenge. She's awesome. She's been a top point getter actually throughout the whole competition. Us and her and a couple of other people have kind of been neck and neck trying to claw our way up to that top spot. Who else is in this week?
Mini Boss and Better.
So Mini Boss from Lake Hickory, I do believe. I know he's from North Carolina. He's this little itty bitty thing. He's like, what, 5?
Yeah, he's really young.
He's little, and he's just, his haunt and his fan base is super big.
5 years old or 5?
Yeah, like he's little.
Oh my goodness.
He's little. He's so tiny.
That's adorably terrifying.
And his dad is actually also in the competition, and they have little matching costumes, and it's so cute.
A perfect haunt family.
And then we have Fetters this week out of Michigan. He's a roaming actor. He travels everywhere. So we're up against a lot of really, really amazing talent this week.
So what's the website people can go to vote?
All right. So in order to vote, you can go to www.ScurryFace.com. And remember, you can only vote one time per IP address. So like if you're on a phone, you can vote one time on your data and one time on the Wi-Fi.
Ah, yes.
It's different. I learned that. I didn't know what an IP address was before all of this.
Gotta flip that little switch.
Hey, it's all about learning, and it's all about networking, and it's all about meeting friends and growing the industry.
Exactly.
And that's all we really want to do is help the industry grow and really hopefully inspire other people to maybe get into haunt acting or to like really harness in and develop their character, because we work year round on our characters.
Yes. That's the thing that I guess a lot of people who aren't haunters, so to speak, you know, it's hard to realize that, oh, this is a year-round job. Like, you are full-time working on your ideas, your concepts, your makeup, your inventory, your costumes, and tweaking it to make it new for each year, tweaking your act to keep it fresh and scarier so your fans don't get used to it, so it doesn't become predictable.
And that's tough because we work queue line. So there's people who come into our scene and we're in the same spot year after year. People remember Amelia and Molly.
No script.
No, we have no script. Everything we do is just off the ball. People come in and try and give us quirks to try and break our characters all the time.
Yes. So what is queue line then? Is that when people are coming in waiting to enter?
Yes. So the way Redmayne is set up, for those of you who haven't gone, we are a story-based haunt, which means that throughout the entire haunt, we are taking you on an in-depth, hands-on theatrical experience. It's not just walk around, people jump out and say boo. We have one clown who is brand new, being added this year. We have one chainsaw, and the rest is just storyline and up to the actors. So what happens is you start at the front, and it's all one really long trail, but there's multiple attractions on that trail, and we play with the group sizes. So when you're inside of a house, your group size is a little bit smaller, so that way everybody is getting their own personal experience. And when you're outside, we generally have a little bit bigger groups, just because you can spread out a little bit more and you don't have to worry about like weaving through all of the walls and stuff. But we are the gatekeepers of Providence Home of Wayward Children.
Oh, so give me a little rundown real quick. Pretend I'm there in person and I'm in the queue line. How are you going to interact with me? How are you going to greet me?
Well, first thing we do is one of us is probably going to come up to you and ask you if you want to be our friend.
Go ahead. Go in character. Pretend we're there. Let's do it.
It's so hard.
Are you ready?
That.
So what's really funny is when we are in the cornfield, we have a whole little ritual we do in order to get into character. But we can try. So,
Be
all right.
scary and go.
Do you want to be my friend?
No.
Come on, let's go. Come on,
No.
we're playing games and we're gonna sing songs.
And
Do
you
you?
have to stay with us forever.
And you're gonna stay with us forever. Do you want to meet our special friend?
No.
This is Elizabeth.
What if I say no?
She's our special friend. Do you want to hold her?
But that's okay. You know.
Can you hear her? But she likes you.
Oh, she's a little terrifying.
And she likes you.
I mean, is that a real person that you just shrank?
Yeah, she's our special friend. We haven't had any new friends for a really long time.
Oh, I can see why. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, well, I'm gonna go ahead.
Scary.
I mean,
We're not scary. We're spooky.
I think it's well worth the price of admission here. So, okay. And
So
then
come to your friend.
and then I run away into the attraction. Yay!
You just jump the rope and go.
Yeah, I just said screw it. I'm over it. I'm gonna cut in line. Y'all too
We've
scary.
actually had quite a few people get so terrified in our scene that they just jump the rope and are gone. They're just
We've had people escorted away by security.
We've had people actually turn around, say they went the wrong way, and try and go backwards through the hallway.
Yeah, a group walked into our scene and they were like, "Oh no, this is real. We took a wrong turn. We got to turn around."
That is excellent, and all the more reason why everybody tuning in should go and vote.
Yes.
Go to all your Pokestops, all the different Wi-Fi spots, hit them up.
If you missed that website, it's www.scurryface.com. It's right there on the homepage.
You scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah, just scroll down. Sometimes it takes a second to load, but
I'll
it
post
will.
a direct link to it in the show notes after we broadcast too, so anyone who doesn't get to tune in live can still get all the information. So, and that's ScurryFace, SCURR.
Yes, SCU.
We are not saying scary. We are saying scurry. It
Scurry.
is how it sounds.
It took me probably how many months in order to.
It's just recent that she started saying scurry instead of scary.
It was after we became reps, because I was like, I can't mess it up in front of everybody now that we're reps. I have to get it right.
Oh, that's okay. On last week's episode, we were doing the Schumann Resonance, and I think at least 3 times I called it the Schumann Renaissance instead. So
Sometimes
okay.
I do
It happens.
slip up.
it shows
Yeah.
you're human. It shows you're human. It's okay.
Human.
I
How
am
dare you accuse
In quotes.
us of such a thing?
human. This is just my human skin.
Yeah. This is just the form you're taking to communicate, but really you are. What are you actually? We didn't get into that.
We are actually, once upon a time we were human.
Uh-huh.
Long
time ago.
Long time ago, like 200 years, give or take. But we have in our hearts, we have our special friends that come and stay with us, and sometimes they just make a special guest appearance when our dinner guests are being extremely naughty and they don't want to listen, or when they don't want to play our games. We call them our special friends, but I think most people what do they call them again? Demons. That's what most people call them.
This makes more sense. Given
And
the dark eyes and pale skin, this makes much more sense.
And apparently we need an exorcism, but
No, those are adorable. I don't think you
And
need
some
to
guy
change
named
one thing.
Jesus.
yeah, a lot of people tell us that they're like, oh my god, and we're like, Redmayne, and they're like, no, that's wrong, and we just don't get it. That's what Mama told us.
Exactly.
Redmayne is the best. He's Redmayne. He's why we're here. He's the best. But yeah, so I became possessed when Mother asked. I came to Redmayne first. I came to Providence first.
So Redmayne is a place and a person.
Yes, Redmayne is the demon that kind of encompasses the land that Emily's home and Redmayne Asylum are located on. He put a curse on the land that kind of lures people there, and once he gets them there, he traps them. And they torture them until they sell their soul in order to see the world and what it really is. And in order to do that, you have to take the mark.
Which is?
We have a special friend. They call him the cult member. And he dances around like the little shrine with his cup of blood. And we bring him the blood. So don't worry, it's fresh. It's fresh. It's free range. It's fine.
Organic.
Free range.
And then he takes his cup and he draws the mark of Redmayne on your head, and then he sends you on your way to find us.
Hooray!
And then you come see us, and then we escort you to dinner.
Oh, and what does this dinner consist of, seeing as we now have two guests in the chat? We have Horror Nerd 13 and Bishop Arts and Sciences. So, what would you serve them at your dinner?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What would you serve them at one of your dinners?
Well, the question is, which one wants the spot right in the middle of the table? Because that's the seat of honor, right in the middle.
Ooh.
And
on the platter.
And I like my lambs with a little bit of rosemary and garlic. What about you?
Yeah.
Rosemary and garlic is our favorite.
So the person in the middle, then, do they get served first? Why is it so
Yes.
special?
Because every Halloween we open up a big dinner at Mama's house. And it's our job to make sure that everybody gets where they're supposed to get to. If they're supposed to go to the cook, then we send them to the cook. If they're supposed to go see the headmistress, we're supposed to send them to the headmistress.
Well, we have a volunteer. Bishop Science and Arts has said that he volunteers to sit in the middle because lamb is delicious.
He can be our special guest then.
So do you actually serve lamb as we're thinking of it, or is lamb a code for another dish?
Well, lamb is kind of code if you close one eye and squint the other one a little bit. But anybody who comes to Mother's table is a lamb. And every Halloween, and usually that weekend, is a big thing at Redmayne. And we have a lambs for slaughter event.
Which is full hands-on experience.
Which is full hands-on. Last year, people had to stick their hands inside of the outhouse.
What came out of that?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What came out of that?
What came out of that? I do believe people came out of the haunt wrapped in cellophane and covered in feathers and honey and baby powder. I do believe
baby powder?
That's what they called it. That they get it in the nursery. And at the very, very end of the night, we do a special celebration of our family hub, where all of the members that are inside of our home come outside at the very end and wait for the very last guest.
And what happens to the last guest?
They get ambushed.
It's a family hug.
It's a family hug. They're the last one of the season, so they get special treatment. And I'm pretty sure it's a traumatizing experience.
Many tears are shed.
Every year.
Many tears. Yes. Rest in peace, the last person.
Really, though?
Well, Bishop Arts and Sciences is saying, oh, wait, I'm the lamb? Not saying I'm totally opposed, ... So, would you indeed be serving human, then, in place of the four-legged lamb?
Yes, we would indeed be serving him in place of the four-legged lamb.
You have your first willing sacrifice.
Ooh, our mother will be so happy that we're bringing her the first sacrifice of the season. We can go back inside.
Oh, thank you, Bishop Arts and Sciences. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten.
See, Mama tells us that we have to play outside because when we play inside, we get blood on the walls and blood on the floor and blood on the ceiling.
You got it all over the floor.
You got it all over the walls.
But you got more on the floor.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
It was her fault that we got
Do you
kicked
see
out.
what I have to put up with?
It's
She's
okay.
such a little sister.
I barely got any on the ceiling.
But she said that we have to play outside because we get blood everywhere. But we have maids and a butler. So
Well,
I'm
what's the big deal? Have fun with your food.
right? That's what we were saying.
We were just trying to make special friends.
But
You know?
we play lots of games with our friends out in the cornfield. What are some of our games? We play Tic Tac Toes,
Ring around the rosy.
Ring,
Patty cake.
Hangman,
Hangman.
Pickup, hide and seek. Oh, and we play with the puzzles. You know the puzzles, right, Anne?
Yes.
The ones that are hiding inside of you.
Yes.
The little white sticks.
Yeah, you have to turn the lamps off first.
Yeah, you hit them on the head and they go to sleep for a really long time and then they turn into the little white sticks.
And you put them together, or you beat things with them.
You know what we're talking about, right?
Of course.
See,
It's
she
whatever
gets
you make it.
See, she gets it. You gotta make do with what you have, right?
Exactly.
And when you're stuck in like 1812, you only have so many options.
Yeah, for real.
You can only kick around so many separate heads before it's time to move on to the next game.
Right?
That's what I said.
That's what we've been trying to tell everybody, and they just don't want to play with us.
I understand.
They say we're scary and cruel.
As you should be, right? And that's what people are voting for. So the scarier, the
Exactly.
better.
That's why it's the Scare Actor Spectacular, because it's supposed to be scary.
But yet people say you just go over the top. You're just too scary.
Actually, we had a funny story about that happen not too terribly long ago.
Oh, do tell.
Which one?
We were at a block party right before last haunt season, and the party hadn't even started yet. It was for Redmayne Escape. I know you had mentioned that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It was a party at Redmayne Escape, and there were bands and food trucks and all kinds of stuff. And before it even started, we just stepped outside to like go get an icy from one of the food trucks or something. And somebody we just walked by and she scooped up her kid and like cowered away. And she was like, "You guys need to leave. You're too scary."
Yes, excellent.
Scary
So
for
you
the
should
haunt
win.
event.
You should win this vote at Scurry Face.
Well, we are definitely trying our best to win. Like I said, there's a lot of really amazing people and a lot of really amazing talent up there with us. And honestly, we're extremely humbled at the fact that we've even gotten this far.
Well, for dead children, you are very genuine.
Thank you. Yes, we love our Scurry Face family. We love our Redmayne family. And like I said, there's just so much awesome, amazing actors out there that are so talented and so well seasoned that it's a challenge.
It's hard to want to compete against them when we're becoming friends with a lot of them.
Yeah, and it's tough to compete against our friends.
But that's okay. Friendly competition, and you say if I win, I'll promote you or I'll help you out in some ways. It's not like competing against complete strangers where it's absolutely, for lack of a better term, cutthroat. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Even though that
No
is another
pun
of your
intended.
hobbies.
No pun intended.
Unless you get thirsty, right? I mean,
there are a couple of vampires left in the competition, so
There is.
we're
it
good as a
works.
friend if not to keep you hydrated, right?
Exactly. See, she gets it. I like
She
her.
understands us.
I like her.
Well, tell us one more thing about the sisters before we leave it to the audience tonight.
One more thing about the sisters. Let's talk about about, do you want to, there's actually multiple things that we could talk about. Let's talk about Scurry Face.
Yes.
Because Scurry Face does a lot of really good things for the haunt industry. For those of you who don't know what Scurry Face is, it's a media company that supports the haunt industry and the paranormal industry. They are out of Alabama, and we are actually the Virginia Scurry Face representatives.
Yay!
Thank you. We are actually 2 of the newest reps. We're extremely honored. And Scurry Face puts out a standard for all kinds of reps. No bullying, treat other people the way you want to be treated, always help anybody who needs help or wants help. Pretty much just like, don't be a bad person. And especially in the haunt industry where it can be very competitive and a lot of people,
I was going to bring up that point where so many, I see it from a paranormal investigation perspective too. It's like very, very competitive as far as, oh, I got better equipment than you, so that means I'm going to catch more ghosts. Or, oh, I charge people $200. Yeah, well, I charge people $500. Like, that matters. I do everything for free. So.
Yeah, like, we've heard multiple times, oh, you don't deserve it. You haven't been haunting that long. I deserve to be a Scurry Face rep over you. Anybody can do live streams. And we're just like, then do it. Like,
do what you want. We're not
stopping you. Like, go for it. Like, do it. Let us help you. Let us be your friend. Let us go on this journey with you. Because
that is not what they want to hear, huh?
That isn't. Because it is all about building each other up.
Yeah.
It's a seasonal industry, and you definitely have to feel it in your heart and like live it, breathe it, sleep it, and it's a lot of fun. Like,
things you're passionate about should be fun.
Exactly, and it's really good bonding for us because we are actually family. So it's nice bonding for us. We have made some definitely lifelong friends all over the globe through the haunt industry. They've helped us grow as haunters and actors, and they're really amazing people. And on their Facebook page, they have 2 Facebook pages actually, the Scurry Face Showcase. And on there, you'll see haunt reps everywhere just popping up. Pretty much, if we want a live feed, we can go on that page. And then on the actual Scurry Face page on Facebook, every day there's some sort of live stream. We actually have a monthly show on there. We have Tea Time with the Sisters every 3rd Friday.
And I did tune into that last Friday, and you did wonderful. I loved your setup. I loved the conversation.
Thank you. We tend to play games. We like to play Is It Real, where we'll interact with our streamers and talk about if Bigfoot is real, if aliens are real, if the chupacabra, all of that stuff. We talk about all of that.
We let people tell their stories about those things and vote on whether they believe it's real or not.
Yes, that's super popular. We have a lot of people who really tune in and enjoy that. We also do Which Sister. So we have everybody like send us stuff, and it'll be like, which sister is
the clumsy?
Yeah, which sister is the clumsy sister? And everybody will say Amelia, Molly, Amelia, and that's really fun because that gives you guys an opportunity to kind of get to know us.
And we get banter time.
And we get to go back and forth because she's definitely the clumsy sister.
I'm really not. She dropped like 4 livers the other day out of the basket.
So she's the clumsy one, not me. So you get to see that little bit of us. And then actually our most popular segment is definitely our scary stories.
Yeah.
So are you telling true stories? Are you making stories up on spot? What? material.
We are telling true haunted stories that we have experienced. I know you do a lot with the paranormal, which definitely drew us towards you,
Of course.
and has helped us develop our little connection that we have.
Yes.
And because we both tend to have a lot of paranormal experiences no matter where we go.
But we tend to be very skeptical of them, so we'll sit there for 5 minutes going, you know, that chair could have fallen over if there's a...
You know, the dog did get out of the bedroom for that 5 minutes last night.
You know, I did shut the door pretty hard. Maybe it vibrated the floor, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
right.
I was really caught up. I might not have heard it. You know. Yeah, exactly.
So,
And of course, if you set up a camera, which I've done, I've set up cameras, and nothing will happen. It will be a quiet recording.
oh, of course, because why would they do it when you're watching them?
I think it's a joke that they play on us. They want us to feel like we're actually crazy, and then when we tell our friends these stories, our friends say, "Oh, psh, no, I've been to your house. Nothing happens there. You're nutty."
See, but that's the thing. Like, we have friends and family members who haven't believed in ghosts until, like, we were born or they hung out with us.
Yes, the same experience here. Yeah, I've actually opened my parents up to the idea, and they.
Oh, me too.
See, and one of my mom's first questions. So when I was 16, I did my first investigation, and my mom actually was amazing. For Christmas, she got me a whole little kit with all the gadgets and all this stuff, and she got me a invitation. She typed up a letter to make it look like it was from the bed and breakfast, right, as a formal invite to come do this investigation over Christmas weekend.
Oh.
And it was really cool because I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not the black sheep. But one of her very first questions was, hey, do you think you could hear God? And I just kind of stopped because I'm like, well, actually, despite personal beliefs and whatnot, you know, if he's there, or her, or whatever is there, yeah, I guess you could, Mom.
Yeah.
I guess you could. I don't want to go to heaven to do a recording, but yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah, I remember when I was little, and the show Ghost Hunters came out.
Oh,
From like Taps, like the very first original Ghost Hunters show
yes.
came out. I lived in an old farmhouse, and there was a Civil War graveyard on my property. It was super cool. And my mom would just like hand me and my friend a camera and be like, go play in the woods. Go find ghosts. Bye.
That's beautiful, though, you know? I mean, I went earlier in my teens before, you know, the magical Christmas birthday event. My mom was like, oh, this is weird. Don't tell anybody. I can't. How am I supposed to introduce you to people?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe she said that once or twice. She was very supportive. Maybe one or two comments like that here and there, but then that magical Christmas birthday, and I was like, oh, I guess you were just giving me a hard time to be a mom. That's cool. Thanks.
So cute.
Yeah. So I mean, I've definitely had. I'm sure we have all had our encounters with people who are just like, no, that's wrong.
Oh, yeah,
That's wrong.
of course.
That's devil work. No.
Her parents still don't believe it, and I don't know how. I have no idea how. They don't believe. People tell me they don't believe, and I'm just like,
I'm still on the edge of what.
no, you believe.
I know, I do believe. But
She says
I'm very skeptical, so.
It's like you know something that you can't explain has happened, but should you necessarily link it to a dead person who's still lingering?
Exactly.
Or is there some other kind of level of science here that we just haven't really discovered yet? Is it a psychic ability? Is it a weather anomaly? Is it, and the list goes on and on, right? So
Exactly.
it's really easy to say, oh, what a coincidence. 100 years ago, this lady died here, and I'm pretty sure I heard a lady's voice, so, oh, it's haunted. It's a ghost. It must be her.
Yeah, because there definitely wasn't somebody like walking around outside of your house.
Yeah, no. Couldn't been.
I do that a lot. I'll hear something and I'll be like, is that outside or inside?
Or is it both?
It's probably inside.
Which inside?
It's inside.
Inside, right?
I mean, I did say we have all of those special friends. They do talk to us sometimes.
You know, whatever keeps you going.
They just do it.
And then I have to be here to be like, don't do it.
And they're like, do it.
So you're the logical one.
Sometimes.
No, I'm
Sometimes.
really not.
There's
No, you're just the clumsy one then, right?
yeah. She's the clumsy one.
So Bishop Arts and Sciences says that everyone should definitely try that experiment with seeing if they do get a EVP with God. Or, you know, it also rolls into guardian angels, spirit guides, anyone else that we hear, divine wisdom from,
Yeah. I think everybody should at least like try a paranormal experience. Like try and like channel that part inside of them.
It terrifies some people more than you two terrify them, and that's quite a bit of fear.
I don't know. We terrify a lot of people pretty. I had somebody pass out in my scene one time.
Well, congratulations. As long as they survived and we're okay, but good job. That's
her
a nice
friends carried her out. She was fine. She walked out of the scene. She's good.
Okay.
So many tears have been shed in our scene.
There are so many tears.
Oh, but has anyone peed their pants?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. I love to hear that.
We had somebody throw their phone into the cornfield.
I need some people domino effect. They walked into the scene and they took their phones out. So obviously my friends had to shout at them very loudly.
Because you're not allowed to have your magic light box.
Yes.
And the first person kind of fell backwards a little bit and knocked the next person and the next person. There was like 5 of them and they just fell in the corn. And I just kind of stood over them and was like, well, when you're ready, you can come play.
But put your light out.
Yes. After you take a minute to laugh to yourself so you can then compose yourself enough. But, yeah.
Sometimes
It's so hard not to break character when we have situations like that.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah. I worked at a haunted house last year myself, and the scene that I was in required me to actually open a cage and jump down from the cage and onto the hay wagon. So I was obviously on the hay wagon trail, but I was in a cage and then
That's so cool. I want to jump out of a cage.
Jump down, about like a 3-foot jump down, and people some of the stuff, it was a mix of me trying not to break character to curse somebody out for being completely rude. or me just laughing because especially the children.
Oh yeah.
Their reactions, some of them, they just sit there and they go, "Hi, how you doing?" And I'm like, "No, scary, boo, blood, ooh." And they're
We
like,
kidnapped a child once.
We did kidnap a child once.
"Oh,
Her parent, we said, give us your child then, because they were like, we want to leave, we'll give you anything.
Yeah, they said they'd do anything to leave, and we were like, can we have your special friend? And they were like, take her, and just left. And we were like,
I had to escort her back, and she was just sitting there showing me her doll, and I was like, I guess you're with us now.
I have no words."
they were like,
Literally no words.
And this wasn't even like a teenager. This was like, she was like 8. She was little.
And the parents were like, they were like early 30s. Like they were just like, take her. No, we want to leave.
Like
Please.
they were that
like,
terrified that like they just didn't even look back. They were just like, "Here, bye."
Yeah, pretty much.
And a while later, like I let her through. Like I let her into them. They were like, oh hi, you're here.
You're not dead.
Were they surprised? Did they not expect to get their child back?
I don't know what they expected, but they were ready to leave.
Were they intoxicated?
No. There's a lot of people who come into our scene and generally lose a lot of things. We've had hats given to us. We've ignore my
Was that a dog?
Ignore my fluff ball. That just reminded me
No,
of
let him,
one.
let him, no, let that little face show.
That's our demon dog.
Icy, come here. Oh, nope. Icy's
no,
not coming. Moose
no.
is coming.
Oh, is
Icy,
he
come
also a demon dog?
He is a demon dog.
Oh,
Icy, come
what a
here.
precious
We'll
little
have to be
demon. Oh, we got
every
two
time.
of them?
I do have 2 of them.
Oh my goodness. Look
I
at all
have-
those demons.
So this
Oh,
is
even with the growl. It came through pretty good.
Good boy. Who's your baby?
Oh, he holds up to his name.
The goodest boy.
Oh. I just want to reach through the screen and pet him.
So that's how we know he's happy and he's having a good time. Icy, come here.
He has earned his nickname.
Hello, I'm not petting you. I'm not going
So,
to.
𝕁𝕤𝕤𝕚 is now saying Child Abandonment 101 Lesson 4 in relation to your story. And also, quadruped life forms detected. Bring Fluff back.
Yeah, we've had, like I said, we play Tic Tac Toes. So we've had people take their shoes off in the middle of a cornfield in the middle of October and just leave their shoes with us.
Did you ask them? Oh, gosh, because that's part of the game, and they just forget all about them, huh?
Yep.
Well, they're like, we need your shoes for the game. And then they're just like, can I leave now when the game's over? And we're like, yeah, and then they just run away. Or they crawl, depending on what we make them do.
And then they leave their shoes. And then somehow they don't get them back always.
How
They
do
do
you...
most of the time.
Most of the time they do,
Because I bring them to the front so they can get them.
but not always.
Well,
So
you
we
ladies
had-
are doing a good job if people are outside in a cornfield in the chilly October air forgetting that they don't have shoes on. That
Yep.
is some good work.
Well, we don't wear shoes.
We do not wear shoes in our scene.
Dead children don't need shoes.
See?
We can't get sick.
That's what we tell everybody. They're like, you're going to catch your death out here. And I'm like, I'm already dead, Karen.
Got the
It's-
t-shirt already.
You've already caught your death. How do you think you got there?
Like, I'll be okay. It's fine.
It's okay. Trust me, Karen. We're good.
There's always a Karen.
Always.
At least one Karen a night that comes through and is like, I'm going to tell your manager you're not wearing shoes.
I have had so many women lecture me, telling me that I'm going to get sick and die.
because we don't wear shoes.
Been there, done that. I believe it was, what did you die of now? I'm sure a disease, right? Since you were so young. I've been there, done that. You've gotten sick and died.
It was a murder sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, normal Friday, Saturday night stuff.
These things happen.
Exactly. Especially back long time ago before all the magic light boxes existed. There's so many magic light boxes, by the way.
Aren't they annoying?
There's so many of them.
They just really ruin the atmosphere. I don't understand why they have to be so bright.
Exactly. See, she gets it. She gets all of it.
candles.
Exactly.
Bright
We like
candles.
we
Yes,
like candles.
the natural light to show your true, porcelain ghostly glow.
Exactly. We worked really hard to have these nice porcelain skin and these nice.
Maintaining dead skin is a struggle.
It's a chore, man.
All the mud masks and all the
All-
you had to die so hard.
All the virgin blood.
Oh, the blood's very moisturizing, It helps
Exactly.
a lot with the bags under your eyes, which I see you guys might be a bit dehydrated right now due to
Yeah,
the
we're-
darkness,
But
It's been a little hot lately.
you can't help it, I guess. But the season's on its way.
The season is coming, and we are super excited. As far as I know, there are haunts across the country that have already opened and have already started doing stuff. Like
There's ones
opening.
that open in already in June.
Mm-hmm.
So are these like the year-round haunts that are finally able to open after
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's there's one in Texas that's opened and is doing events all through June as kind of like a trial for their fall season.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple like along the beach sides that are open all year that have opened back up with like masks and certain stuff in place. I know there was a big festival in Alabama either last weekend or 2 weekends ago called Harvest. And that was a very successful event. They had a lot of people turn out for that. So I think for September, October, November, things are looking really promising for the haunts around our area.
There is a way to do it.
Exactly. It's being done. It's being done successfully. Unfortunately, CreepyCon and Transworld and Midwest Haunters Convention have all been canceled.
Transworld, this was their last year for it anyway, right? Are they done?
No, they're doing it again next year, as far as I know. CreepyCon canceled last week. But we will still be in Tennessee that week. If anybody wants to like meet up with us, we will still be in the area.
So you're traveling. That's where this CreepyCon is. It's in Tennessee?
Yes. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee. It is canceled, but I know a lot of the haunts in the area are still doing events. Like I said, there's haunts everywhere doing events and stuff. I know there's all kinds of stuff still happening in the area since a lot of haunters are going to be there. A whole bunch of the Scurry Face reps are going to be there. So
are you setting up somewhere since the convention is actually canceled? Where are you going to be? Where's all this going to be?
As far as I know, everything is still around Knoxville. Everybody is still kind of pinning down final details because it's not until the end of August. So we will be releasing all of our press details for that trip once it gets a little bit closer, probably the beginning of August. We'll be there the 19th through the 23rd.
Excellent. So you'll just have to maybe come back and remind everybody before you ladies head down.
Yes, definitely. And there's a whole bunch of other events that we've got booked up. We've got My Bloody Valentine booked for next year. We plan on going to 12 Pole Manor to visit. We plan on going to Woods of Terror for a visit in July.
Basically, all of your indoor activities are mostly going to start up next year. So for this year, a lot of your stuff is going to be outside.
Yes. As far as I know, a lot of the haunt stuff that we're going to is 100% outside.
That helps. That's good. That's good. And fingers crossed that as the autumn air starts to cool and get here, that we can stay open and we don't have a second outbreak as has been predicted. Fingers crossed that does not happen.
Fingers crossed, because I would be devastated.
It'd be terrible. Yeah.
Like, wear a mask, stay home, save Halloween.
Yes, everybody remember, you are doing this not so much to protect your fellow humans, but
to save Halloween.
But to save Halloween and ensure that these ladies get their chance to play their games in the cornfield.
It would be terrible for us to be going through all of this stress and anxiety and hard work for this character spectacular for us not to open.
Yes, so everybody listening, don't be the reason.
Don't be the reason. Be the reason we open.
Yes, be the reason for the opening, not for the anything else.
And we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to say the magic words. We're not going to put it out into the world.
No, we all know what it is. Just don't be that person.
We're going to keep shedding the positivity and saying that we're going to open and everything's going to be fine. And we're going to make a whole lot of new friends this year.
I don't see why that isn't going to come to be true.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. As of now, I mean, I think even with the phase of reopening that we're in now, right? You'd be able to do something.
Virginia is actually in phase 2 of opening. We should be open. Everything is expected to be back to normal in August.
Awesome. Let's hope it keeps on track. I know I'm in Maryland, and we went into phase 2 last Friday. So
yeah, that's when we did.
So all the outdoor parks and outdoor events in general, I think, reopened. So in chat we say, see, Bishop Arts and Sciences says Tennessee is plenty creepy. So I guess it doesn't matter where you are in Tennessee, you should have good luck.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We're hoping to go out there and meet a bunch of people and make a bunch of friends and hopefully see some sights and everything like that. I know we're going to Gatlinburg one day. And
just send me your schedule.
Okay.
And I will share it with everybody to help.
Yeah, I know we're going to Gatlinburg, and I know we're going to a go-kart track, but that's all I know.
Are you going to ride go-karts?
We are. They're going to let us drive go-kart.
In your makeup?
In our makeup.
So you're going to look like living humans in makeup, seeing as your natural faces are what I'm looking at now.
Yes, these are our natural faces, and these are the faces you'll see when we go go-karting.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And I do believe there's a roller coaster. I do believe there's all kinds of stuff that is coming up.
I expect many Facebook Live events from that. Get a GoPro and mount it to, like, just wear a helmet just so you have something to mount your GoPro to and run the course.
Yes! I'll do it.
That would be a wonderful live video.
Yeah, they have a Wonderworks there that I really want to go to and just wear a GoPro and go through the whole thing.
You should. If they let you, record inside, go for it.
I'm sure they will.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Let's see. Bishop Arts and Sciences says, I would never be the reason for, quote, anything else that we were talking about. So we have at least one promise to social distance and maintain wearing face masks. At least one person.
Okay, so, see, we've reached one person. That one person can make all the difference.
All they gotta do is go and run their mouth now, right?
Yep, exactly. Now all he
takes.
has to do is convince one more person, and then that person convinces one more person.
Yes, it's like the positive domino effect, unlike the negative one that you had at the cornfield. So very good, ladies. Very good, sisters. Just one more time, just drop your contact info for everyone. And
yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at, I don't know our Instagram, you run it.
Sisters.Redmayne.
Sisters.Redmayne is our Instagram. Our Facebook is just the sisters. And I do believe the whole URL is the Sisters of Redmayne. And then I think that's it, because we don't have TikTok. We are getting ready to launch a YouTube channel where we'll be doing vlogs and haunt videos and stuff like that.
Sometimes with our human skin on.
Yes, with our human skin on, not our real skin.
you have to wear makeup?
Yeah, we have to put on the human flesh bags, and it's kind of creepy.
Now, do you use glue, or does it just kind of adhere to the rod?
It zips in the back. It zips in the back.
Oh, that's inventive.
Yeah, it's got this flap, and it covers.
There's Velcro pieces.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
You've
really
definitely taken some Ed Gain inspiration here, and I appreciate it.
We do our best. We do our best.
Indeed. And you also gave me an email address that people can use, which is up for a display, but for those who may just listen after the fact through the audio only, the email is
haunters. I just made this email last week. So it's haunters.𝕬𝕤𝕚𝕚@gmail.com, I do believe.
Okay. Very good.
That's right. If not, all of that information is on our Facebook. All of that information is on our Instagram. Like I said, I just made the email literally last week. I was like, we might need this.
We might, yes.
We might need this. So that's a brand new platform for us. We just started it, and you might even be seeing us on TikTok here soon. We're not entirely sure about that, but we do have a lot of friends who use TikTok.
I'm sure you could come up with some really goofy creep type things to do on TikTok.
Oh, I'm sure we could.
Oh, like how to make a human still. How how to properly play Tic Tac Toes.
Exactly.
Yes, everybody's been
Proper
doing it wrong.
tea party
They don't use
etiquette.
knives.
And, you know, just hashtag remember your shoes.
Hashtag remember your shoes.
Yeah. Poor cold feet.
I don't know how people just leave their shoes with us. I don't know how they do it.
Because you're doing a good job.
Well,
That means you're doing it right. Yes. So when does voting end, by the way?
Voting for the Scare Actor Spectacular for this round. There are 4 rounds this time, and I do believe our round ends on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Very good. So we all need to get out, do as much, poke stopping, aka sister voting.
IP
as we
hunting
can.
instead of pokey hunting.
Yes, IP hunting, exactly. And help these ladies, take the crown there, and they deserve it. I love Redmayne. I love everyone down there that has Redmayne Escape, the Redmayne Haunt, everything down there in Ashland, and the Ashland Haunted History Ghost Walk, all of that. It's just a nice family, nice little spooky family down there.
We love our Redmayne family. They're amazing, and they've been there for us through this.
That's amazing, and congratulations on your spots as ScurryFace reps.
Thank you very much.
Very cool.
It's a huge honor, and we're very excited and proud to be part of their family as well.
So just stay in touch, and of course, whenever you ladies feel like it, I'd love to have you back to talk about whatever you got going on, so keep people informed on how they can, follow you for once the humans are following the spirits.
Awesome. And we're happy to have all of them join our special friends family.
Yes. And add to your collection of hearts, and
exactly.
have your little heart grow and full of more little characters, right?
Exactly. And you are now part of our special friend family, so we will definitely be holding on to you.
Oh, why, thank you. Well, sisters, I bid you good night, and thank you again.
I bid you farewell as well, and we will see you soon.
Indeed. Good night.
Bye-bye.
So that was the interview with the sisters and our first live broadcast. And thanks to everybody who stuck through me with the initial bumps, those technical difficulties, which actually were not technical difficulties, but just oversight. One simple oversight. Yeah, I just had that window open. And anyway, major facepalm. Sorry. I'm going to edit out all of that gibberish of me trying to figure things out before the video does get posted. But for those who tuned in live, I hope you were thoroughly entertained. And remember, go vote for the sisters. They are awesome, as you now are aware. And let's try to help them get a promo spot on ScurryFace. So, good night, everybody. Oh, Horror Nerd 13 says this was fun. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And for those of you who want to get in touch with me, I'm always looking for more interviews and spooky people and things, to host on the show. So get a hold of me. Paraann at Gmail. No, Paraann at CWTD. I've upgraded. Paraann at CWTD.co. Facebook, The Real Paraann, because someone else actually has my name, but they are not me. And that's off of Coffee with the Dead on the book face. Yes. I'll put all that contact information and links to ScurryFace.com and the sisters in the show notes. So thanks again. And remember, the veil is thin.